Hello students, welcome to this model number 3. We are going to discuss about heat treatment ferrous and non-ferrous alloys. In this chapter we are going to discuss in detail about hardening by Gemini and quench test. Before that, what is mean by hardening, or it is also be called as quench hardening. So this hardening is an heat treatment process carried out in order to increase the hardness of the steel, so as to make it this useful for the structural applications. Similarly, the tools such as dies, news, especially cutting tools and forming devices need a hardened structure to resist the wear and deformations. As you know that for the lathe machines, we have a cutting tool. It is having very hard than this workpiece. So it should have hard to make hard so that it should sustain that kind of wear and resistance and deformation. And this hardening of steel requires the formation of martensite. So because of this martensite, it has strongest microstructure than the perlite and austenite. So let us how the general hardening test hardening will be done. So we'll discuss. So generally, the process of hardening involves the heating the steel to the temperature between 30 to 50 degrees centigrade above the upper critical temperature. So as to produce the austenite structure. So it is held at this temperature for the duration of about 15 to 30 minutes per 25 mm of cross section of the specimen. Okay, that is still specimen, and then it is cooled rapidly, or we call it as a quenched in suitable medium. Either it may be water, either it may be oil, or it may be brine solution, etc. Any kind of that suitable medium, it is going to be quenched, and rapid cooling it results the in transformation of austenite to martensite structure. That is what we required for the hardness the material. It should reach the martensite structure. So, however, during this quenching treatment, it is impossible to cool the steel specimen at a uniform rate throughout. So, thus the martensite content and hence its hardness will drip from high value to the surface to the lower value of the interior regions of the specimen. The production of this uniform martensite structure throughout the cross section of the specimen, it depends upon the mainly three factors. Okay, so what is the problem is that while suppose if you want to make it hard the material, so we can't expect throughout the specimen it is not converted into austenite into martensite structure, but we have three factor why it is not complete. So that if you overcome this factor, definitely we can achieve the hardenability at 100%. So first one is there are three factors. First one is the composition of the alloy. Second one is the quenching medium, and third one is size and shape of the specimen. So what kind of composition alloy it should be? Suppose in case of steel, if you take the maximum increase in hardness by quenching is obtained if they contain carbon content between the 0.35 to 0.6 percentage. It increases the carbon content, results in decrease in ductility, and it is also other effects also the material properties. So this is about the composition. Okay, second one is quenching medium. Either if you go for air or if you go for oil or water, so the cooling faster in water than oil and slow in air. Already you know that. So that however the fast cooling is usually accompanied by the large thermal gradient. So and it results the induced residual stresses, and it brings the danger of warping of the hardened part and formation of the crack. So this is the quenching medium. And about last factor is the size and shape of the specimen. Okay, so suppose the cooling rate depends upon the extraction of the heat from the surface of the specimen. So the greater the ratio of surface area to the volume, a deeper it will be a hardening the effect. So spheres cools slowest and irregular shape object fastest. So this is the depending upon the size and shape, it decides the hardenability. So these are the three facts. Now let us focus on a particular hardening test which is done by Germany end quench test. Okay, so let's understand what is meant by hardenability. So hardenability is used to measure a depth of martensite hardening induced into the steel by quenching. A metal, suppose a metal which is high in hardenability, that gives what the ability to of the metal to produce high martensite content throughout the volume of the specimen. That is what it is hardenability. So let us how we can conduct this hardenability by this test. Okay, so this test will be under standard conditions. Let us will discuss. Suppose initially the specimen should be a 25.4 mm in dia, or we can say it is 1 inch, and 100 mm, that is around 4 inch length. Okay, is going to be heated in a furnace and to the alternating temperature above the A2 line for prescribed time. So this specimen is quickly removed from the furnace and then mounted in a fixture. Okay, so we can see here, this is the fixture at the top of this fixture. It is going to be specimen is going to be mounted, and the lower end of the specimen is quenched at a jet of water. Here the lower of the end of the specimen is going to be just quenched by a jet of water at a specific flow rate of the specimen. Okay, at a temperature around 24 degrees centigrade. Okay, so this results what happened, it different rate of cooling along with the entire length of the specimen. So after this specimen, it has to be cooled at room temperature and shallow the flats of 0.0 mm deep are ground along with the length of the specimen. So what happened, the Rockwell hardness measurement are made at suitable length and interval we have shown here. So at certain point this Rockwell hardness, it shows the graph like this. Okay, the curve, okay, like this. See, this length is interval, the length of interval we have shown here, and each of the function of position, the distance of the test piece corresponds to different rate of cooling, and this hardenability curves is plotted with the hardness as function of the position from the quenched and the specimen. So it depends upon the how the quenching is going to be done. So this is the curve. Okay, so here the hardenability is more, and at the last at this point it is still not done hardenability, but here we can achieve the hardness because it is quenching at this end and start with this moving like this. Okay, so this is about the curve, hardenability curve we can see here now, based on the and what cooling rate you are and at what position you are going to apply the cooling effects of that material. So this is about the hardenability by Gemini end quench test. Let us see that some real video of this how they are going to conduct. Let us watch. Okay. So initially it is going to be introduced in a furnace. This is the standard specimen. Then it is quenched and fixed into a fixture, and at the bottom there is a water jet. It is implanted on the specimen and starts to quenching and becomes harder and harder. And you can observe the change of color. So from black to black, earlier it was red and too hot. Now it is normalized, and by hardening of this method, so it is changing this color of the specimen. So that is what we call it as a Gemini end quench test. Why it is called end quench test? Because at the bottom, the water jet is going to be introduced on the specimen. Okay, this is the standard size. There is 1 inch and dia, 1 inch dia, and 4 inch length. This is standard length of conducting this test of hardenability of that specimen, of steel specimen. So you can observe how it is changing the color.